Hello students, welcome back to the video series of effective technical communication. Our today's topic is time management. This is Dhruvi Bhatt here talking about different benefits, importance and steps in time management. Students, up till now we have discussed different types of etiquettes, but today we would be discussing an important trait of life which you need to understand, which is time management. First and foremost, you would be having a rough idea that why time management is required, but actually today we would be seeing that why exactly is time management necessary in any profession. I have a friend of mine in HR department. Lately she is feeling that she has no time to do anything or any personal or social life at all. She feels that she is running on a treadmill for the whole day, but she is not getting time to complete any work nicely or appropriately. The problem is not that she may be lazy or she is not doing the work efficiently. She is very efficient, she is very talented. She is not lazy. The only problem she is facing is she is not able to prioritize works and to complete the things on her hand in proper time. How to do so? We all are aware of such kind of scenarios in our lives. Even I or you, every one of us have come into this treadmill once in a lifetime. So here we would like to discuss that how to avoid such situations, what you need to do, how you need to do that. We would be studying today. Here with me, Dhruvi Bhatt. Let's move on to the steps of time management. Okay students, first and foremost, any process cannot be completed without planning. So does time management. Proper time management requires proper planning. Proper subject explanation requires proper planning. Anything to be done nicely, any management requires proper planning. So our first step here also would be proper planning. Plan your time before you actually execute your actions. Secondly, make sure that you prioritize the tasks. When you have decided the time for different tasks, you need to prioritize them. Each and every task would not be equally important. We would be studying this point into much more detail, that how you can bifurcate the non-important tasks from the important ones, but learn the skill of prioritizing your tasks. Moving on, our third step is estimating the time for each task. Students, once you have prioritized your task, you need to estimate that how much time each and every task would take, because there may be some tasks which can be soon completed and there may be tasks which would be taking very long amount of time. Those tasks must be delayed for a later period, and according to their priority they can be arranged accordingly. Okay, moving on to the fourth step. Once you have done the estimate, students, you need to make sure that you document your schedule. Obviously you will not be able to remember your schedule. That is why we have timetables in colleges or timetable in classrooms, because you cannot remember your schedule by heart. It cannot be remembered by students, by faculties, by anyone. For proper arrangement, for proper organization, obviously you need proper documentation. Do not forget to document your schedule once you have made the schedule. And lastly, make sure that you control your schedule. Once you have fixed your schedule, obviously we all have this very bad habit of breaking the schedule. What is life if not breaking the rules? So we have the very bad habit of not following our schedule. Then not following the schedule would be as much inefficient as not making the schedule at all. That is why students, make sure that you keep referring your schedule time and again. You track your schedule and you reschedule whenever required. If you follow these 5 steps, students, you would be very much efficient in time management, trust me. I would like to explain a little more about the first 2 steps, about how you will plan your time. Moving towards the first step, that how can you do the planning. First mistake which every one of us does in planning our schedule is assigning unrealistic deadlines. This is what organizations do with us also, trust me. They assign us so unrealistic deadlines that we have to complete something which is due in 4 to 5 days in only 1 day. This is very much difficult to fulfill. So students, if you want your task to be completed properly, appropriately and in proper time, then make sure that your deadlines are proper. You assign appropriate deadlines to each and every task. So divide your entire work into smaller tasks and assign a deadline that for example, first task is due by 6 p.m, second task is due by tomorrow 6 p.m, third task by the end of the week. You cannot do everything on the same day and you cannot do it efficiently. If you want to achieve efficiently as well as time management, then you need to learn to assign realistic deadlines. Assign realistic deadlines and that's done. Your planning would be very suitable. Moving onwards, we would be learning that how to prioritize your task. You would be saying that, ma'am, it is easier said than done. Yes students, it is easier said than done, but do not worry, here is where I am to help you. We have Eisenhower matrix to explain to you how to prioritize your tasks. Eisenhower divided the time management matrix into 4 different quadrants. The first quadrant, accomplishing the task for noting down the tasks which are important and urgent. Our second quadrant, which notes down the tasks which are important and not urgent. Our third quadrant, which tells and which explains the tasks which are not important but yet urgent. And fourth and last quadrant, which has the tasks which are not important as well as not urgent. We will try to understand each of these quadrants with the help of an example and what exactly you should do in order to deal with such kind of tasks so that you can manage your time very efficiently. Talking about the first quadrant first, here we have all the tasks which are urgent as well as very important. These are the very highly prioritized tasks. These are the tasks which are very much urgent, like our health issues, like any family emergencies, like firefighting or any kind of emergencies which happen in day-to-day life. These are the tasks which need to be done urgently. These can be the deadlines for the same day. So you need to schedule them very priorly and very first in your documented schedule. You will include them at the very beginning. Secondly, you will try to accommodate the tasks which are important but not urgent. For example, if you have to fill your income tax return whose date is still not very much near, but yes, obviously it is an important document which you need to attend to. These kind of tasks are again very much important but they are not urgent, so you can include it in your schedule at a later date. But do not forget these tasks because these two are very important. Moving on to the third quadrant, we have the tasks which are not important but urgent. Here students, these tasks are urgent for somebody else but not for you, and you think that they are urgent for you, and in spite of not being important, you include them in your schedule very fast, which is a very wrong practice. You need to learn this thing here, that try to maintain a note of such tasks which are not important to you. Yes, you can attend to such tasks, but only if you have your free time, like somebody else's urgent deadlines. These tasks can be attended to at a later time in your particular schedule. You do not need to immediately attend to them. Somebody else's urgent deadlines or social calls which can be attended later must not be fixed into your schedule amidst your urgent tasks. Okay, moving lastly towards the fourth quadrant, we have the tasks which are not urgent as well as not important, like browsing through Facebook. Yes, obviously browsing through Instagram, watching web series, etc. These things can wait until you have immense of leisure time. So do not keep them in your schedule. Only if you are free from your schedule, you can attend to such tasks. Remember this, students. Okay, moving on. Students, once you understand the Eisenhower matrix and once you got to know that how to prioritize your task, remember to cut off the tasks which you have already done. Okay, once they are completed, they are of no use in your schedule and they do not need to be there in your documented schedule. So remember to cut them off, and once you cut them off, you would feel very happy. You would feel very satisfied that yes, you accomplished these tasks. So do not forget to cut off them off your list. Okay, going further. As you remember, students, our remaining 3 steps were that once you plan your time after that you prioritize your tasks. Thirdly, you will obviously estimate time for each and every task. You will document it, and as I already told you, remember to re-refer it, track it, and reschedule as and when required. These are the 5 steps. Remember it to manage your time very efficiently. Going further, students, let me explain to you that how you can improve your time efficiency day in and day out. I would explain to you the best practices which you need to follow while managing your time. Going on, let us see, first and foremost, manage time in increments. You cannot schedule your entire day at a time. Manage it in increments. This 1 hour I am going to do this particular task. The second 1 hour I am going to do this particular tasks. Okay. Learn to manage it in increments. Secondly, please keep space for a sleep of 7 to 8 hours. If your health is your first priority, if you cannot maintain your health, you will not be able to run the next day, and you will not be able to accomplish the tasks of the next day. So remember to put 7 to 8 hours of sleep for your day. Thirdly, remember to leave time for breaks. Okay, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, and you do not want to be dull. Remember that you need time for breaks, because we are not machines, we are human beings, and we are programmed in such a way that we need breaks time and again. Leave enough amount of time for break. And lastly and foremost, remember to take these breaks. Okay, I would try to explain to you what are the benefits of time management. First and foremost, students, time management would help you improve your work efficiency. Okay, obviously improved work efficiency will lead to managing the higher deadlines, and it will increase the volume of your sales. Higher sales means higher profits. And what else do you want? You want your life to be profitable, and for it being profitable, you require time management.
Okay students, next we would be talking about some of the best practices which you can use to effectively manage time. These are some things which you need to take care of to make sure that you can manage your time very efficiently, and next time you don't find yourself running on that paddle. Okay, what are some of these practices? Here we are to learn them. First and foremost, remember that you need to be the role model for punctuality. Irrespective of others, you always need to follow punctuality to its brim. Whatever the occasion is, make sure that you are very punctual. May it be meetings, may it be some formal party, may it be any type of an event. Make sure that you reach there on time and you leave from them also on time. Okay. Secondly, make effective use of your lunch or break time, of your free time. I'm not telling you to work during your break times, but make sure that you effectively utilize that time for entertaining yourself to become more effective. You would find many people who are busy all the day. They do not have any time for lunch or a few minutes break to talk with their friends. Many a times these people prove to be more ineffective compared to others, because they do not utilize it for refreshing their minds. Make effective use of this lunch times, and students, it's okay to work on your own pace. Each one of us have our own paces, right? Do not fear to work on your own paces. Okay, some of us might work on a pace where we start some task very soon, very early and very fast, but as we reach towards the end, we become slower in achieving that task. Many others start the task slowly, but towards the end they take up the grip and complete the task very efficiently. It's okay to work on your own pace until and unless you complete that work efficiently. So work on your own pace, but also make sure that you complete the work. Thirdly, make sure that you synchronize with others. Yes, you can work on your own pace, but you need to synchronize with others too, because your tasks are interdependent on others' tasks. If you are too slow, people might have to wait for you. If you are too fast, people might not be able to catch up. Make sure that if you are working as a team or as a member of a group who is completing some particular task or a project, make sure that you synchronize well with others. Last but not the least, make sure that you do not forget our COVI's important but not so urgent work. We tend to delay the work thinking that it is not urgent until the work becomes very urgent. Do not do so. Find the time to complete this work and make sure that important and non-urgent works are given good priority too. That was all about the best practices. Let us see that what are some things which are totally against time management. Let us understand that which are the killers of time management. Okay. Firstly, students, the problem is thinking that it may wait. The poor attitude that they can wait. Many of us have this attitude that it's okay, I'm stuck somewhere, the people can wait. An entire conference room is filled with people and we are thinking in our minds that okay, what's the big deal? They can wait for me to appear, I'm an important person. This attitude is very wrong and it is the killer for time management. Nothing can wait and no one's time is less important than your own. So make sure that you be there at the precise time. Second problem is procrastination. What is procrastinating? We all have this habit of delaying our work to a later time. I'll join the gym by this Monday. I'll complete this work by tomorrow. This delaying the work to tomorrow never ends and you will never be able to complete that work. Try keeping a note of how much you delay the work. Okay, make a column in your notes that I delayed it to tomorrow, I delayed this task to tomorrow, I delayed this task again to tomorrow. If there is a constant consistency found that you have this tendency to delay your work consistently, then you are a procrastinator. Then you are a very serious procrastinator. And procrastinators cannot manage time because they fail to complete their tasks nicely. The third problem is interruptions. We have this tendency that even if we are loaded with work, we roam about like we do not have any work and we are very free, which would lead other people to think that you are ready to complete their work, and that is why they will interrupt your works. Other interruptions can be, yes, the most important utility and the most bugging device, your mobile phones. An urgent call which is not so urgent. If you are amidst a very important task, make sure that you switch off your phones. Okay, you can leave a voicemail where you can tell the caller to call you after some time or to drop an SMS or a message whatsoever. Okay, stay away from interruptions. One more interruption is your boss. You are amidst a very important tasks and he calls you in the office telling that please help me with this just for the 5 minutes. But that 5 minutes soon get elongated to 1 hour and you cannot say no. Again, this problem leads to improper time management. Make sure all these things do not bother your work and do not get in the way of your schedule. Next problem is ineffective multitasking. Okay, multitasking is good, but only if you are effective or efficient at that. But choose multitasking looking up at the situation at hand. For example, talking on a call while driving is very unsafe. For example, talking in a meeting during a lunch is good enough. So, make sure that you multitask looking at the situation that whether multitasking would be effective here or not. And if you are not very good at multitasking, just like me, then do not multitask because you might spend more time in making right all the things which you are making wrong due to multitasking. That is why make sure that if you multitask, you do so only if you can effectively do so. Otherwise, do not do it. One more thing which is the killer of time management is things taking up longer time than you have anticipated. Okay, the tasks, for each and every tasks you would have scheduled time, but some tasks might take a longer time than what you have scheduled. This will lead to ineffective time management. Find out the reasons. Why did such a thing happen? Did you prepare an improper schedule? Were there some contingencies which couldn't be avoided? Was there a problem which occurred without your knowledge? Then next time, have better knowledge. Make sure that the tasks are completed within the schedule and they are not elongated much. One more thing which is the killer of time management is cancellation of meetings or any appointments due to no show. Make sure that you do not wait for other party or the other person for more than 10 minutes. Give a 10 minutes deadline. If the other person is very important, give a call. Otherwise, call the meeting off and carry forward with your work. Do not wait for an entire hour and after that cancel the meeting. It is of no use. The time is totally wasted. So this can also be a time management killer. One more killer can be improper closures. Closing or declaring that the task is completed while actually it is not completed would lead to failures, because you might move to some other task but you might have to again check upon the previous task because you have not completed it correctly and you have not completed it efficiently. Improper closures are just equal to no closure at all. So make sure that you do not fall into this trap of improper closures. The next killer for time management is being a perfectionist. Do not be such a perfectionist where you spend more than anticipated or more than required time for completing one particular work. I want to complete this work very perfectly, and that is why you spend hours and hours making that presentation beautiful or making that one task very creative or completing it with every factor keeping into mind. Yes, it is good to be perfectionist, but not when you do not have enough time at hand. If you have enough time at hand, it's okay. Then it's good to be a perfectionist. But do not be such a perfectionist to spoil the task and not to complete it at all. One more thing which can be dangerous is embellishing your emails with a long story. Regards, this is my signature, this is my designation and whatnot. You are sending an email, just keep it short, keep it simple and send the mail. Do not spend lot of amount of time drafting it, beautifying it. One more thing which can cause a problem is meetings and appointments which take longer time than anticipated. This is just a stretch over our first point where we told that there are some tasks which take more time than we have scheduled. Meetings and appointments are one such tasks where sometimes it may go wayward. Do not let these meetings go wayward and depart from their actual meaning and elongate to a long time. Just as I told you, be on time on the meeting, but be on time to leave too. Be on time to complete it too. Because elongating it would obviously leave you lesser time for the next task which you have at hand, which would not be very good for you. So, meetings and appointments taking such high amount of time are also a problem here. The last problem is biting off more than what can be chewed, taking up so many tasks which you know that you wouldn't be able to complete in the stipulated time, but still taking them up. Our problem of not being able to say no. This is where the problem arises. If you cannot say no and bite up too much, then you would obviously suffer a problem. You would not be able to complete any of these tasks and it would lead you nowhere. This is total time management killer. These were some points which kill your time, and that is why you cannot keep schedule or you cannot keep track of your time. Make sure that you stay away from all these. Make sure that you follow the best practices. Make sure that you make effective use of your time. That was all from my side, students. Thank you so much for listening to me. This is Dhruvi Bhatt signing off. Until next time. Bye-bye.